Hey guys, it's Kelly, and welcome to Mental Health Mondays. So this new series is going to surround what's going on in the mental wellness world. New treatment options. I'm going to be doing some reviews on products that have been known to help or may help people with anxiety, depression, any of it. If you guys have suggestions for anything, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I want to make this series all about what you guys want to see. So this Monday, for Mental Health Mondays, we're going to be discussing TMS, which stands for transcranial... You know what? Let me just hand this over to my husband. He does a channel that's based all around facts, and he is a professional researcher. Self-proclaimed, but his work is always cited and it can be trusted and true. So why don't we just head over to his channel?
Friends is the Central Florida Koi Show. Well, hi Kelly.
Hi baby.
How you doing?
I'm okay, but I need your help.
With what?
TMS.
TMS.
Not PMS. TMS.
TMS. What would you like to know?
Well, what does it stand for?
Well, TMS stands for Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation.
Okay, but what else? Like, our doctors aren't telling us anything.
Anything?
I haven't even heard of it. You're the one that told me about it.
Well, then you've come to the right place. Well, TMS is a procedure that has been approved by the FDA since 2008. It's used to treat certain types of anxiety. TMS probably owes its roots to at least two innovations from the last century. Those would be electroshock therapy.
Wait. It's not like electroshock therapy though, right? It's different?
Oh, it's completely different than electroshock therapy, but there are some similarities, and we'll get to those later on. The other innovation was the MRI. In order to better explain how this works, I'm going to go over some basic elements of your brain. The major element that we are concerned with today is the axon. The axon is a long, slender cell within your brain, and it's also known as the nerve fiber. Its primary purpose within your brain is to transmit signals to other cells in our bodies. The brain contains an uncountable amount of these cells, and each of them has their own specific responsibility designated within different areas of the brain. A detailed explanation of each region is for another time and another video.
I'll have you back.
In a normal brain, these axons are firing and communicating all the time. But let's assume for a second that someone without depression experiences some kind of traumatic or terrible life event.
Happens all the time.
Maybe she's raped. Maybe a loved one dies. Maybe that loved one is a child.
You're getting a bit harsh here, dear.
Well, maybe as a result of that death, a bad breakup or a divorce ensues. Just saying.
Really deep.
Though extreme sounding, this happens all the time, every day in America. The amount of negative stress can put a ton of strain not just on your body and mood, but also on your brain. And if you don't recover on your own, the axons in your brain can actually begin to atrophy. After some time, even though the pain of the events will begin to dull, the cloud of depression will have completely overcast on your life. The axons within parts of your brain controlling mood and thought no longer fire as they should. But that's where TMS comes into play. Now, in the past, as we all know, one of the best ways that doctors have tried to treat depression and anxiety is through medication.
Don't I know it?
And at least here in the United States, that's the case, with doctors prescribing pills after pills after pills. You know, having a medication treated to each and everyone's unique brain and body is not a very easy thing to do. You know, many times doctors may as well be throwing a dart at a dartboard in a dark room.
And we become guinea pigs.
Well, that's absolutely right. You know, like medication, TMS isn't for everyone, but if your depression came into fruition situationally like the situation that I described, it's very possible that TMS could work for you. Of course, TMS therapy itself must be prescribed just like a medication would be, and not myself or Kelly. We're not doctors, we can't do that for you. And only a doctor could tell whether you would be a good candidate. But for our purpose today is to educate you on this procedure that you may not even know existed, because we sure didn't.
So you're giving us all this insane lingo, but how does this work?
TMS is kind of like physical therapy for your brain. Without laying out all the extreme technical information on the machine itself, which does the procedure, I'll try to lay it out in layman's terms. Basically, it pulses a magnetic field very briefly through the skull and into the brain.
This isn't painful, is it?
No, it's not painful.
Okay.
Due to the nature of magnetism, the doctor uses the magnet's own deflection point, which is the dead center between the north and the south pole, to stimulate the axons that have atrophied. The doctor pulses the electromagnet at various rates depending on on a variety of factors, such as maybe the severity or whether he's treating depression or anxiety, which require different rates. The procedure is then repeated daily for about 4 to 6 weeks.
That's a long time.
Well, it is, but it's better than a lifetime of depression and anxiety.
Or day after day after day of medication.
True. This 4 to 6 weeks is enough time for the axons to be manually worked, just like if you were working out a muscle. Taken from the depths of atrophy, the sun begins to shine once more, and depression has left your life for good.
That's beautiful, baby.
So you might be thinking, that sounds great. Why don't more people do it?
This is the part where you give us bad news, isn't it?
Well, maybe. I do have one last piece of information to share, and that is the cost. Right now, TMS treatment in the United States is almost prohibitively expensive to many, even if they have insurance. When I took Kelly for a consultation, we were quoted $17,350 for the procedure.
We just don't have pockets that deep, honey.
Well, sadly, not yet anyway. After our insurance covered much of that, the cost we still had to come up with out of pocket was $5,000, an amount I'm sad to say we haven't come up with yet. Kelly is, however, eligible for the treatment, and it's our hope to eventually be able to get it for her. Hopefully sooner than later. But we're going to try. Well, have I answered all of your questions?
I think so, and if there are any more, we'll definitely hit you up, and the comment section will probably blow up on this one for you.
All right. Well, you take care then.
All right, sweetie, make sure you do the dishes. So a big thank you to my husband from Aquatography for being such a huge part of this discussion. If you guys are interested in anything else he has done, I'll leave a link down below. I'll also leave links to our Facebook page and our Instagram page. Join the discussions there. Let me know what you think. If you guys have any more ideas for future videos, also leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.